I just did not think it'd be a proper video without some Sonic. Oh my gosh. Okay, Iggy. Oh, my dog, she's going crazy. She wants some. Okay, so anyways, I just want to mention that this video is not meant to offend anybody, but
may be offensive to those customers that it applies to, but if the shoe fits, wear it.
But I do have to say that if this video does offend anyone, I'm truly sorry. These are some experiences that I and many people have also experienced. So, yeah, just a little heads up. Don't take things to heart. Honestly, you can probably learn a lot of stuff from this video, and I really hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name's Emma, and you can go and subscribe and, you know, click that bell notification. So you guys see the title of this video, and you know it's gonna be about pros and cons about working at Sonic. I have my list of things right here. So starting with, so I've been working at Sonic for 7 months. I'm a car hop. So what a car hop's job is basically to do is we make drinks, we take orders, we bag the food, we cut like the lemons and limes, we restock things, we make the bags that your food goes into, we also make these like drink holders. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we do. I make $4 an hour. And so some of the things that I like about working at Sonic, some of the pros would be we get free meals at the Sonic I work at. I know some Sonics, they only do like 50% off. When I first started working there, it was 50% off. So yeah, it's a huge pro. Another thing that I really enjoy about working at Sonic is we get a lot of regulars that come there, and they're so nice. They know your name and they always tip. They're like so kind. We have a lot of people like that. I also like the seasonal food. So like every month there is new items put on the menu, and then the old ones come off, which that's always something to look forward to. I think that's really cool that they do that. I love okay, don't judge, guys, okay? But the Sonic mozzarella sticks with like jelly. This is how it looks. So I get my, you know, mozzarella stick and my strawberry jelly. I love strawberry jelly. And I place it on these. And it's so good. You have to try it to know. That's a pro at working at Sonic. Also, I love putting jelly on the onion rings. You guys might ask, how do you do that? Well, you have to, you know, just like that, yeah. That was so good. And that's a pro at working at Sonic. They have good food, guys, sometimes. Some of their food's pretty good. I'm not into like everything, but I do like some of the food that they came out with. And so another pro at working at Sonic is that all of our drinks are free. So that's a lot of options that we get to like try around stuff with and like explore. Like one of my favorite drinks right now is like, you know, the mango with nerds. I like Coke with lime and lemon in them. Blue raspberry cream slush, guys. Let me repeat that. Blue raspberry cream slush. Okay, doesn't that sound weird? But it is so good. I promise you, you gotta try it. They can do this with all the flavors too. So I've had the strawberry. Honestly, if you ask me, it just tastes like a strawberry like shake, but it's so good and it has so many calories. Whew, okay. So another thing I love about working at Sonic is you make a lot of new friends. You have a lot of connections now, and I think that's wonderful to have, having that connection with other people that understand what you're going through as well. Like, I understand the other car hops when they come in and they're like, oh my gosh, that person is so exhausting, trust me. It's like, it's like that a lot of times. So Having that connection is really cool. I also really love that we have the option to skate. So as you guys know, if you've watched previous videos of mine, I did competitive skating for 2 years, so I love skating. And when I was little, I always wanted to work at Sonic because people could skate there, and I was like, this is like my dream job. So yeah, growing up, now it's like, you know, it's like any other job, but I do love to skate, and that's one of my favorite things about Sonic. Another thing that I really love is like when people, you know, give you the money and they're like, keep the change, and then they like give you more money. Now that's dope. That's another pro. Working at any fast food place that you tip, or working like at Applebee's, or like anywhere, you know, you sit down and people are doing a service for you, like you're bringing them their food, you learn a lot of stuff. Just being a car hop, I'm kind of like a waiter, and yeah, so I've learned life lessons that to tip people. You know, when you're young, you don't really think of it. You're like, why are you giving them extra money? And a lot of our pay comes from tips, guys. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, I only make $4 an hour. So whatever else I make, I get it from tips. And same goes with people that work at, you know, IHOP, Applebee's, or, you know, any of those places, Texas Roadhouse. They make like 80 cents in their checks. So just be mindful that people are doing a service to you, and like, don't be rude to them. So yeah, that's definitely a life lesson that I've learned. Definitely gonna take that. Like, I think if everyone has a chance to go work in a place where you have to be tipped, I think you should definitely go and do that, because you learn a lot about yourself and other people. So, you know, just be mindful and thankful. Another thing that I really like about the Sonic that I personally work at is they're very flexible. As long as you, my dog, she's licking her paw. Hey, Iggy. Anyways, so the Sonic that I work at, they're very flexible with time request. As long as you request your time off and like weeks before, they normally give it to you. You know, they have to find people to fill those areas, so I definitely like how flexible Sonic's been. You know, sometimes I have events going on for school, or I need to go to the doctor. You know, they understand that you still have a life to live, and I really like appreciate that. Okay, and then the last thing that I really like is that people have the option of ordering through the app. That is like awesome, because now we can just take them their food when they get there. They're not waiting, they're not upset customers, they're just there getting their food, and you know, so that's another great thing that I really like about working at Sonic. Now we're gonna get to the cons at working at Sonic. Okay, so one of the cons that I've really found inconvenient for me and for, you know, the person that I'm bringing their food to is they can't pay with cash and card. So every fast food place that I've been at that is not Sonic, like McDonald's, Taco Bell, they let you pay with card and cash, and I just think that would be so much better if Sonic fixed that. And then the next con, as a car hop, I'm going to someone's car, I'm reading them their receipt, and now they're getting their money out to pay, but it's in their pocket or on the floor, and I'm like, you know, I have other people that I need to attend to as well. So just having your money out and ready for the car hop would be very convenient, and you know, I just think that's like, please just have your money out when you're there. Another con would be whenever people are ordering and they're like, what kind of slushies do you have? But there's like a menu like right next to you, like right there, right next to you, and I'm just like, you can locate them on the bottom left hand of your screen, or you know, and it's like they don't want to read, and I'm just like, oh well, I don't really want to read the 15 flavors to you, and then it'd be the simplest, oh, I just want cherry, you know. So that's kind of annoying. Please know what you want before you get there. Oh, another thing I do not like at working at Sonic is, and I'm sure this goes to a lot of like places, it's like people think our water's free. Our water is not free. And if you think about it, the water at your house is not free either. There is no such thing as like free water unless it's like unclean water. So yeah, we don't get free water at Sonic. I mean, I don't think it's terrible that companies that do it. I know Taco Bell does it. I always go and get free water over there. I just think like, you know, water's not free. And I think mainly it's because of the ice that's in the water. I think that's why it's not free. So yeah. Another con would probably be like, is when people get out of their car and try to come inside the building. I know they have some Sonics that you can go in, but if you see a sign that says employees only and you come into the building, like, it's a safety hazard, it's a health thing, and you know, that's just something I don't like, is when people come up to the door, you know, there have been like homeless people that come up to the door and they're like, you know, can I get something free? And you're just like, please don't come in. You know, it's not like something necessarily like we're trying to be rude, but it's just the way Sonics in general work. Another thing I don't like about working at Sonic is we live in a time where we use cards, like debit cards, credit cards, paid out cards. We use cards all the time, and people don't carry around as much cash anymore. I just think that it's really inconvenient a lot of times when people, they want to tip, but we only let you tip in cash. And so, you know, sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, I wish that I had money. And you're like, oh no, don't worry about it. But like, you know, I think it's just really inconvenient. People can't tip on card either, which is, it's terrible, you know. So I think that that's definitely one thing that really needs to change. People should be able to tip on their cards. Another thing I hate about working at Sonic, this is like one of the things like, it really irks me, is like when we say we can't hear you, like, I'm sorry, just talk louder. We don't mean to sound rude, you know. I mean, these are speakers and like things that were probably made like 10 years ago and we're still using the same equipment. So, you know, we're not trying to be rude. Also, sometimes people have their cars like really loud, and sometimes it's nice to just turn off your car and you know, talk to us. Not like, I don't know, it just really bothers me is when people are like yelling after they turn off their car, then they want to yell into the speaker. Please don't do that. That is just so rude. And that's definitely one thing I don't like about working at Sonic, is there are some really mean people out there, you know, that don't understand what it's like, and so they just don't really care about your feelings about things. I think also working at Sonic, it's made me feel like I am the least pickiest person in the world. Like, we have people that come in and they're like, can I order a cheeseburger with, you know, no lettuce? They just have this like really complex order, and like, you know, someone's like, just take the lettuce off if you don't want it, you know, like, because sometimes we all are human, we all make mistakes, and there are times that our cooks don't get things right, and so, you know, they'll put lettuce on that burger that you don't want, and then now you're like complaining and like being mean to the car hop. Let me go back to the car hop guys. We do not touch your food, and so it's like, it's really upsetting when people are like, can you make this right? Like, I didn't make it to begin with, but I will go gladly fix it for you. So yeah, that's another thing that really sucks at working at Sonic. I don't think this one's like necessarily like I hate it. It's just kind of like I can't control it type of thing. So it's kind of a funny one. But there are people that literally come to Sonic and they're like, what? You don't have our watermelon flavored slush? No, we discontinued that in the summertime. Wait, no, I need you to tell me why y'all took it out. Like, I don't know. I do not run Sonic, you know? Honestly, I do wish that Sonic would have kept all the flavors that they've had over the years and just add to them, because that just gives people more variety and like options to choose from. Oh yeah. So there are times when people will order $70 worth of food, and you know, I'm taking like all of their food to them. They have like 10 drinks and everything's like, you know, all this food, right? And not all the food's gonna fit on that tray, so I have to go back in, come back out. Sometimes I ask like one of my car hops to also like help me out with the drinks, and they're just like, okay, bye, thank you. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know, I just think that's kind of rude. Like, you clearly could afford this meal, you know, you could tip me at least. So yeah, that sucks too. I mean, when I say tip, I don't mean you gotta like give us $2 or anything like that. I just think even if it was like $4.75 or something like that, being like keep the change to a $5 bill is like, that's so kind. So I don't mean like, you know, just give us all your money, but like if you want to give me all your money, like I ain't gonna stop you there either. But you know, I think that sometimes it's nice for people to just, you know, remember that we don't make that much, and a lot of people don't even know how much a car hop makes. I just think that it shouldn't be like that. You know, people should know to tip. Okay, another thing I really do not like is when people, they come to Sonic and they're trying to be as cheap as possible. I'm talking about they have $4, but they want all this stuff, and they're like, you know, can you put this on? Can you take this off? And like, then they ring back in because they don't have enough, and they're like, can you? And it's just like, if you don't have enough, go to McDonald's, you know? Yeah, I think that's just, it's so rude. It's so time consuming when people do that. I mean, I get that you want your food, but I also think that's not fair. Another point to get to is that there are times, you know, kids, they come up to Sonic, they're like 12 years old, or like, you know, even people in their 30s do this, and they're like, oh, I don't have enough. Like, as soon as you get to them, they are like, I don't have enough to pay for this. And even though it's like 35 cents, they don't have enough for it. In my thinking, I'm like, this is really how it is. Sometimes to make that 35 cents that you couldn't pay with your food for, I worked about 30 minutes to make that 35 cents. Because like I said, we're not always car hopping every second. We are restocking, answering headset. We're doing a lot of stuff. So, you know, sometimes you don't have the opportunity to go out and car hop all the time. So now that you can't pay for your meal and I have to like give out of my pocket and pay for your meal, it does sometimes really suck. I've done it many times, and I'm just like, you know, it took me a long time to make. Like, there are kids that do that, and it will be like $3 that they can't pay, and I just feel bad about turning them away. But it's also, it's so rude of them to do it, to be like, you know, they can't afford it. Yeah, and it took me an hour to make that kind of money, so yeah. And the last thing would probably be, the thing that I don't like about working at Sonic would be rolling coins. If you want all of what you make, you have to roll your coins. That's just how it is. It's very time consuming. So yeah. But anyways, those are all the pros and cons that I have for you guys. Okay, so I reached out to a bunch of Sonic employees and customers of Sonic to see some of their opinions and ideas, and I just want to share that with you guys. I feel like it wouldn't be a video without hearing other people's thoughts. So the first question that I asked was, what was their positions at Sonic? I'm kind of cross-trained to do everything, but I mostly work fountain. Car hop, fountain, and cook. This person, they don't work there anymore, but when they did, they were a car hop and they did the headset. I'm an assistant manager on Tuesday and alternating Thursdays and Fridays, and a cook on others. But I do everything up front when I'm managing and when I'm not managing too. I'm currently an assistant manager at Sonic. I also asked them how long they worked at Sonic. 4 years now, I think. I only worked there for about a month and a half. Around 8 to 9 months or so. For about 5 to 6 months now. A year and 7 months. How much do you make? So, a lot of Sonics, they pay different. A lot of people that I work with, they've been to other Sonics and they only got paid like $3 an hour. The one that I work at, they pay $4. So it just really depends what your job is. We have cooks, managers, general managers, assistant managers, car hops, people in the middle. A lot of people, like the people in the middle, are basically, you'll find them in drive-thrus. They do the headset, they take orders, they do all that stuff. They make the drinks, and you can find them at any Sonics, honestly. But I know you can find them in drive-thrus a lot. There's normally only one person in the middle at the Sonic that I work at, because they get paid minimum wage. So, you know, they don't go and car hop. They just do that one job, which is like stock and everything, so everyone can get their like food out. And yeah, so that's kind of some of the different positions at car hop. So they all make a different amount. This person works 8 hours and make about $15, like $3-4 and about 30 to 60 in tips. $7.75. I make 10 right now. I'm about to get promoted to assistant manager soon. I currently make $9.25 an hour. I also asked them how often do people tip. For me, people tip about, I would say 3 out of 10 people. Yeah, like on a weekday 3 out of 10, and maybe on a weekend probably like 5 out of 10. Whether that tips like 5 cents or $2, yeah, those are like my averages, like when people tip. Every few people, some give a little bit of change and some give $1 sometimes. I feel like most people tip during the morning and the afternoon shift, and they definitely slack during the wintertime. I felt that, like, literally, I cannot tell you how cold it has been, and I'm out there car hopping and people are not tipping. It's like I need to get a new job that's like not so like cold, and you know, people are making more. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that one. So I asked their best experiences, and one of my best experiences is one of my best experiences, like, this has happened a couple of times, so it's always a good experience when it happens. But there are people that cannot tip, and they're like, a lot of times people say that like they're gonna come back and tip you because they couldn't do it at that time. And so it's really cool when the people actually do come back and they like give you like $5, and that's like, I don't know, it just makes my heart just like cry and just be like, oh, you're just so sweet. So these were some of their answers. Getting a $20 tip from a stranger, getting my first paycheck. This was a compliment. You are a very fast learner and you have a good head on your shoulders. Probably the people I worked with, and they were all very nice. Another compliment: you're too nice. I've always had a good time when I work with my GM. She's really funny and she's a savage. She doesn't even know it. LOL. These were some of their worst experiences. I was with my mother-in-law, and she has a very heavy Mexican accent, but she was speaking as clear as day when the other person taking our order muttered, go back to your own effing country, and then overcharged us along with getting the order wrong. That sounds really terrible. I've never had this kind of experience, even just being a customer myself. Almost got in a fight because some dude and I kept wearing the same shirt. There's some pretty dumbass and rude customers. I had stuff thrown at me from their own car once because I wouldn't give them their food until they paid first. Most fast food places, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Sonic, everything, most places that are fast food, you pay first. You do not get your food until you pay. That's why they used to have like the 2 windows, so you would like roll up, pay, roll up again, and then get your food. So a lot of people don't realize you pay first. You don't just expect your food to come out to you until you pay. So people not greeting back. I haven't had a Pacific one. Did I say Pacific? Specific. Sorry. I hate saying that word. I always say it wrong. I would say most of my worst experience was getting fired. When I first started, I actually got fired, but my bosses are so kind-hearted, they gave me a second chance. That sounds wonderful. Having to work with the general manager at all. So they must have really not liked working with their general manager. So favorite foods and combos, I asked. I would get the number 5 chicken wrap with bacon, cheese sticks, and vanilla Dr. Pepper. I love that you can go to Sonic and you can put anything, guys. anything in your drinks, okay? Hopefully you won't put food items in them, but I mean, I'm really like, that's one of the things I love about Sonic. Like, you can put vanilla in a shake if you wanted to. Honestly, I wouldn't do it, that sounds terrible, but if you want to do it, go for it. The chicken tenders with a blue raspberry slush, the purple-o as a drink, but I don't have a favorite food item. The purple-o, guys, that is a complicated drink to make. I haven't even mastered the purple-o. It's like, what is it? It's like Sprite, cranberry juice, Powerade. There's like some lemonade. There's a lot of stuff that goes in making the purple-o. Burger and breakfast burrito. My favorite food is the chicken strips covered with wing barbecue sauce. Ugh. My favorite drink would probably be the blackberry limeade. Right now, my favorite drink is the lemon berry slush. My favorite foods are the new mac and cheese bites. They are literally the best. I did not like the mac and cheese bites when they came out. I had them the first day they came out and I was like, how do you guys eat these things? I tried it with ranch and it wasn't good, so. But yeah, it's cool that there are actually people that like that kind of stuff. Definitely the mozzarella sticks with ranch, double bacon burger, and just a plain Dr. Pepper. The footlong coney in the combo. The number 2 with cookies and a cream shake. I asked them what was some of the busiest times of the year for the people that work there much longer than I have. Definitely summertime. Sonic offers more deals and the weather is nice, so it brings more people around the 4th of July and when school starts. I heard Christmas, but I haven't experienced it yet. The busiest day I have been in was Halloween day and the 50-cent corn dog day. Oh my gosh, guys, 50-cent corn dog day is busy. That is one of the busiest times, definitely. Ooh, there are people that order like 60 corn dogs on 50-cent corn dog dates. Really insane. So I also reached out to some of the customers and asked them some questions. So I asked, do you tip? Yes, because I know how little they get paid. So I like to help them out with at least a few bucks. Nope. When you don't bring cash, do you wish that you could tip on card? Yes. OMG, I feel so bad when I go with my fiance and he only has card, but if we could, I would feel so much better. No, yes. I asked people if there was one thing that they would change about Sonic or raise awareness about. So the first one says, they should allow people to tip using card. I would want to raise awareness about people tipping because we always come to their service in the rain, heat, and cold weather for them not to tip. Sonic could always use more space. We have a smaller Sonic than most. We have a really small Sonic too. There's just not much walk space, honestly. I would definitely change that as well. Oh, I would definitely like them to bring back the spicy chicken tenders and the pink popcorn chicken. They never really bring anything fun anymore. Oh, a larger size in mozzarella sticks because I'm fat, or like a trio of the appetizers, like the mozzarella sticks, chili cheese tots, and the popcorn chicken. The sizes are pretty large. I always get the mediums though. I really wish they would also add a happy hour at night so I can enjoy it. Also, people should know that the workers depend on their tips. Thank you, girl. Thank you. They only get paid $3 something an hour. Well, it's not a huge problem. It's just that car hops rely on their tips. We often get customers that complain that they can't tip with their card. Nowadays, not many people carry cash on them. It's not fair to the car hops or the customers. It also makes the customers feel bad that they don't carry cash to tip. I often have people apologizing for it when it's not their fault. Definitely, there are a lot of people that will say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I don't take cash with me anywhere, so I always forget that I need to tip. So yeah, I'm just like, oh no, it's totally fine, don't worry about it. It's always like that. So this person said the management, something that they would want to change. I personally thought it was a fun job, doesn't pay much, it wasn't a horrible experience. And the last question that I asked people was, what is something that they would like to put on the menu, or for Sonic to put on the menu? Curly fries, mellow yellow, LOL, I love a good mellow yellow, cinnamon rolls. And I think for me, one item that I wish Sonic had would probably be, oh yeah, quesadillas. I think Sonic should have quesadillas, personally. Anyways, guys, that wraps up our video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of longer than expected, but I really wanted to get everyone's points across, and I want people to be heard. So definitely some tips that I have if you're going to work at Sonic is to be prepared for all of those terrible things. There are a lot of great things though at working at Sonic as well. I've definitely had a lot of great experiences. I wouldn't change where I work, honestly. I think Sonic's a good first job to have. I'm on my 3rd job, so definitely I would definitely recommend working at Sonic. There are a lot of negative things, but these things can be fixed, such as the tipping on cards, also people paying with card and cash. I think those are things that can definitely be fixed within time. I think the Sonics need to hear people out more and listen to our opinions. So that is why I'm making this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. There's so much coming up in the new year. So please guys, subscribe and check out the rest of my channel. If you guys have any questions, down below please. I would love to answer your questions. You know, I got the Sonic food and I really want to eat it, so I'll see you guys in the next video.